welcome back to my channel, and today we are tackling a long resistance band workout in week 5 of our 8-week beginner program. We're going to be doing 11 moves in this circuit with 35 seconds of work, 25 seconds of rest. As always, make sure you've got some water, grab your space, and let's get started with a warm-up. So we're going to start off with some jumps in and out. So we're going to go nice and slow to start off with and see if we can pick the pace up as we go along. Off we go.
You told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention.
Just slow it back down if you need.
That I ain't a person who understands all the clockwork of our romance. You make me feel so alive.
Standing still into triple knee.
But I just don't know if I'll dance with the lights on. If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me. Reach out to
me. Into side-to-side squat.
Rolling stone tonight, never to be settled. Though I know I can't deny your eyes, I've got this inner battle. I don't know how to act. I ain't a person who understands the commitments of a romance.
And then arm circles with a light march.
I'll go wherever you go. But I just don't know if I'll dance with the lights on. If you're
reverse,
gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me.
So we're gonna try jumping jacks in 3, 2, 1. So keep the same intensity as the in and out jumps, but raise your arms as well.
For the truth, somewhere else when I just want you, there was a void in my soul. Now I found my true home. But I just don't know.
Into a high knee.
The lights on. If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me. Reach out to me. Reach out to me.
Side to side squat.
Reach out to me. Reach out to me. Reach out to me. Put your body on the kitchen table.
And then a light jog.
To the side, yeah. Girl, you always tend to drive me crazy, looking at me with those eyes, yeah. Put some music on, turn the lights down low, throw the pillows off the bed, blow the candles out, move your body slow, you got something on your mind.
And rest. So we're going to start with a front raise. So grab your long resistance band, have it so that your feet are shoulder width apart, and we're going to simply raise the band in front of us and bring it back down, making sure you've got a slight bend in the elbow and don't elevate those shoulders as we're bringing the band up. 3, 2, 1, off we go.
Watch out, I'm coming for you, and it will feel like it's a dream coming true.
So we're going to have our hands by our head. And we're going to bring the knee to meet the arm. You can take your time on this one. You're really trying to get the range of motion, so trying to get that knee to that elbow. But if you can't, you can restrict the range of motion and just try and keep the stability. Off we go.
Until you're mine. Let's go home to bed now. It's more than just a game for two. It's made for me and you. I stay in your head now. Until you're mine. Watch out, I'm coming for you, and it will feel like it's a dream coming true. You're mine.
So next we're going to do a squat. So grab your band, place it so that your feet are shoulder width apart, and the band comes up and behind your shoulders. You're going to do a normal squat technique, so driving back with the hips first, squatting down, and then raise back up to standing. You can push the glutes almost around like you're pushing or thrusting forward. That just gives you a little bit of extra push at the end of the move. Off we go.
With me, 'cause I know we're supposed to be. Let's go home to bed now. It's more than just a game for two. It's made for me and you. I stay in your head now. Until you're mine, mine. Let's go home to bed now. It's more than just a game for two. It's made for me and you. I stay in your head now. Until you're mine.
And rest. So band down, pinch your nose if you need to. Next we're going to do a rotational lunge. Now this is the first time we've done this, so you can have a bench if you need to for support in front of you. We're going to do a reverse lunge to start off with, and then whichever knee is forward, you're going to turn to that forward knee, and then obviously switch sides. Off we go.
Like two magnets, we are drawn to each other. You just know how to push all my buttons. Moved out of town and I erased your number, but still I find myself calling in the middle of the night. And there is nothing I can do. I am madly drawn to you.
So next, grab your band. We're going to do some bent over rows. So have it so that your feet are shoulder width apart. The further down you hold the band, the more tension you're going to get in the band. And we're going to simply row with our back nice and flat, slight bend at the knee, and raise up if you need a rest. Off we go.
Strings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit. We're perfectly
And rest. So place that band down. Next we're going to do a squat with a cross in front. So you're going to squat to one side and cross with that leg. Come back down and then cross in front with the other side. Try and get as low into your squat as you possibly can, but don't compromise stability over mobility. And off we go.
and there is nothing I can do. I am madly drawn to you. I know you feel the same. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my heartstrings vibrating for you now. There's something more, but you don't want to admit it. Whoa, we're perfectly opposite. You got my heartstrings tangled, tangled up. You got my
bicep curl. So for your bicep curl, grab the bands as low down as you feel comfortable, and then you're going to bring your arms up to about a 90-degree angle and then lower back down. Try and have it so that your knuckles are facing towards the screen. Off we go.
A couple 100 miles away, denying that something has changed. You're blaming me, too complicated, but I will never say that.
And lower. So we're going back into the front raise. So just release the tension in the bands ever so slightly. And just remember for that front raise, if you want to have it lower down, it might be a bit of a challenge, but if you want it lower down, you can have extra tension. But I'm going to keep mine at the top for today. Off we go. Crunch again. If you do find challenge quite compromising, do 15 or 17 seconds on each side and have something to support when you're doing one side, and then switch over for the other for 15 to 17 seconds. So 3, 2, 1, go.
Can make it through the night. Yeah, I will drive and drive and drive and drive. So we can try to make it simple, try to talk about what's on our mind.
For your squats, so the further down you can get, the more range of motion that you can apply to your squats, the better. So at all times, do try and see if you can sink lower into that squat with each workout that we're doing. 2, 1, off we go.
Talk about what's on our minds, yeah. Talk about what's on our minds, yeah. Talk about what's on our minds.
You get everybody staring for days. All they see is just a young, pretty.
And rest. So next we're going to do our rotational lunge. If you struggle to do the actual rotation, you can do a reverse lunge and keep going at that until you feel more comfortable. Remember, you are compromising stability by rotating. You're taking your body out of a neutral alignment, as it were. So if you don't feel particularly comfortable, just do a reverse lunge. Off we go. Really plant that front foot, and as you're turning, try not to let the foot in front like edge outwards, so don't let it tilt outwards. Keep your shoulders and your hips in line as much as possible. And rest. So next we're going to grab the band again for our bent over rows. I'll do it this way, change things up. Just as a reminder, further down the band you are, the harder the move will be, the more the tension you'll have. These can get a bit silly at this point. Off we go.
Hard to forget, but there's something you're trying to hide. There's something you're keeping inside. But I'm trying to get to know you much better. It don't matter how much time it takes. I just can't give up. Whoa, I just can't give up. Can't give up. I just can't give up. Oh, I just can't give up. I just can't give up.
And rest. Placing the band back down for our squat to a cross in front. So the idea of the cross in front is so that eventually you'll be doing a squat into either like a jumping jack or a jumping move in general. But for the moment, we're just going to slow it down ever so slightly. And get that band off my mat. Off we go.
You're so wild, I'm not gonna fight it. Hypnotized, stuck inside my mind because
Last standing move, that bicep curl. Now the reason why I said earlier is you want to try and keep your hands so your knuckles are facing me. If you have your hands and your thumb and your index finger are pointing towards me, it's more of a hammer curl, which is fine, it's just a different type of curl. But you can have rotation, so have a hammer curl to start off with, off we go, and then raise up for that bicep curl when you get to the top.
because you're gonna ruin my reputation.
And don't worry if you need to choke the band up a little bit, so if you need to add more tension, you can test it and see if you need too much, you need a little bit less.
We combine, you know I can't deny it. Intertwined, sand is skin so close.
And rest. So we're going to meet you on the floor for our floor circuit. So we're going to start with a glute kickback. So go onto a quadruped position. I will tuck the toes underneath just to give you some added support. Make sure that we're not sinking too far back, so do have your shoulders in line with your wrists. And we're simply going to kick 1 foot behind and bring it back down to the floor. Flex that foot as you are kicking behind. And off we go.
I love everything but because you're gonna ruin my reputation. My love, I lose my head because of you, and I don't know what to do. My love.
And rest. So grab your band. We're going to do some seated rows next. So we've done these before. So make sure the band is over the edge of your toes. Have them a little bit below the toes though, because they do have a habit of pinging up. They can hit you in the face. Making sure your back's nice and tall, shoulders are depressed. You're going to bring that band to meet your back and then return. So try and get the band as close as you can to your body as possible. And then return the band.
Tonight I'll reach out and touch the sky. In the city of angels, feels like I'm coming home. With my head up in the clouds, I am searching for something, and I'm still hoping. 'Cause I wanna be in, not out, wanna make this all count. Yes, I
And rest. So placing the band down, What we're going to do is come onto our backs. We're going to do glute bridge first. So remember, for a glute bridge, the key points are to engage the glutes as you come up. You want a nice straight line, basically from the shoulders all the way down to the knees. And off we go.
Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star. Feeling like a rock star.
Across our chest, so as far as you can get it to go. If you need to loosen up the band so you can get a better range of motion, then you can do that as well. And off we go. Blew my cash on drinks, not to mention this new ink. Yes, I wanna go crazy now, gonna make this all count. Feeling like a rock star, cause tonight I'm getting out of line and it's alright. Feeling like feeling like just as cool as John Wayne in his movies. Feeling like I'm James Dean and I know it. Feeling like feeling like a rock star. And rest. So coming back into that quadruped position for our glute kickback. So remember, just to make sure that you are trying to kick back, so you can apply some force using your legs. You engage in those muscles to drive that leg back. Off we go. Driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Got no money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time, ain't doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey, and rest. So back into that seated row. So just remember, if you found anything too easy, just to like tug further down the band. So choke up your bands a little bit, or use a heavier resistance band if you've got one. For our glute bridge next. So you can look the direction in which you are driving the body. So look above the knees towards the back wall. And remember, you want to drive, you want to drive that lower back into the floor. Off we go. we're going to do those long band pulls again, so the chest band pulls. Remember to not elevate the shoulders, we are trying to keep everything nice and neutral. And off we go.
Money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time and doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, honey, I've been driving around in my car, looking for some kind of open bar. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Want more money, but I'll work it out with my charm. Having a good time and doing no harm. It's gonna be alright, gonna be alright. Hey now, baby, yeah.
Okay, and rest, so cool down. So roll those shoulders out, it's the first thing we want to do. And roll forward. Turn the neck to one side. Get my hands all mixed up. And then the other side. We're not yanking the head down, we're just simply pulling, we're just putting a little bit of pressure on the head to elevate this side, so making sure this is like nice and stretched. Okay, raising the arms above our head. Really think about exposing the chest, so expanding it out. Down behind for another chest stretch. So you should be imagining that you've got something in your hands that's pulling you down and you're trying to keep the tension, but obviously not let it fall back. You're not trying to fall back. Okay, come into face the side. You're going to bring your knees so they're bent. You're going to put one foot over the knee. We're just going to let that knee push down. So you're going to put a little bit of pressure onto the knee that's crossed over. But you're not yanking anything, you're not hurting yourself. And then switch. Touch our toes, so raise your arms up and see how far you can reach. So try and keep that back nice and straight if you've got issues with DR. If you haven't, if you can apply some spine flexion if your abs are recovered. And release. Give your legs a shake. Place one foot behind. See if you can reach with the foot bent. And then switch. Coming up onto all fours, do some quad rockers. Circles. The other way. And then lean back into child's pose. So place one hand through, thread the needle. Raise up, switch sides. today's workout. If you enjoyed it, as always, please make sure you do give it the like and hit that subscribe button. We've got a cardio hit session, our first one in this beginner series, coming on Wednesday. But other than that, enjoy whatever you're doing, and it's bye for now.
Money, but I work it out with my charm. Having a